So welcome to the another lesson for chapter 5 nested loops in C for SEBA board computer science class 10. So in this video we are going to see another pattern which is like printing the X, and this X will get printed in the form of a triangle and that decreases in each line. Okay, so if you see here, this is the pattern that we want to print, and how this pattern will get printed is like we ask the user to enter a number. Say user has entered 6, then when the user has entered the 6, it will have 1 2 3 4 5 6 lines. If the user has entered 7, then it will have 7 lines. If the user will have entered 10, then the pattern will have 10 lines. So this is how like we want this program to be executed. And if I tell you about the program start with hash include stdio.h with a main function, and inside the main function we have three variables k, I and n. Hash include stdio.h is used as a standard function in all the C programs. And then we have another variable k, I and n. N controls the number of lines, so basically it will ask from the user like how many lines they want, right? And k and I are these two variables. K controls the outer loop and I controls the inner loop. Okay, so these are the three variables we had declared here, k, I and n, where n is used for asking the user like how many lines they want. K is used for the outer loop, controlling the outer loop, and I is used for controlling the inner loop. So if you see here, after we declare that variable, we print a statement like please enter number of lines to be displayed, and we did the scanf %t and n. So if you see here, we have used the variable n which we had declared earlier. So basically when you do and n, it will prompt the user to enter a particular value. So user can enter any value here. So we are making this open-ended for the user to enter any number they want, and based on the number they want, it will like print all the lines one above the another. Okay, and then we have k. Now as I told you earlier, right, k is used for running the outer loop, and this, if you see here, the for loop starts from k is equal to 1 to k less than equal to n plus 1 k plus plus. So which means it will start from k is equal to 1, and then here the condition is like, say if the user has entered 5 plus 1 is 6, so it will start from k is equal to 1 and it will run till k is less than equal to 6, which means it will run for like if the user is entering 6, then it will run 7 times, right? Because user will enter 6 here, then it will give you n plus 1 value, which means it will start from 1 and it will run till n plus 1, which means like 6 plus 1 is 7, right? And this outer loop is used for controlling the like number of rows that you want to print it. But if you see the inner loop, this is where like the printing of X happens, right? This is the part where the printing of X happens, and if you see here, we have initially declared a variable I, and this I variable is, we have utilized it for running this loop which prints the symbol X. Now if you see this example, right, and if you see the explanation of it, I have mentioned here like if the n value is 5, so n user has entered as 5, that means he wanted to see 5 lines, and initially when the k value is 1, then n plus 1 minus k is equal to 5, right? So n was 5 plus 1 is 6 minus 1 is 5, so the value become 5 here, and this loop will run for 5 times. And when this loop will run for the 5 times, it will print the x 5 times. Similarly, when the k value, the outer loop value becomes 2, then what happens is n plus 1 minus k. So n is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4, 6 minus 2 is 4, and here the loop will run from I is equal to 1 to I less than equal to 4 I plus plus. That means it will print 4x, right? So that is how, like, initially the 5x got printed, then again 4x got printed, and then so on. Okay, now why this statement? Like, moving to the next line, we have this printf slash n. So what is the significance of this is, say when you print the first line with the 5x, and then if you don't make the cursor move to the next line, then it will print serially. So which means it will have a single line of all the x. That is the reason we put like printf slash n, so that the cursor will move to the next line. Okay, and when the cursor will move to the next line, it will start from the another line printing all the x. Now this is the beautiful explanation of like how this program gets executed. Here I have taken a case of where the user has entered n is equal to 6. Okay, so if the user has entered n is equal to 6, it will go from like the row number 1 where we have a k variable. It will go from like n plus 1, which means like it will go 7 lines, and now n plus 1 minus k. Now if you see here, n, we have entered all the n. N plus 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 minus k is 7 minus 1 is equal to 6, number of x printed is 6, and then we have an output of like 6x that is getting printed. Now when the value of k becomes 2, we have n plus 1, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 minus 2 is 5, and then we have 5x getting printed. Similarly, for the third line, we have n value is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 minus 3 is 4, and then we have 4x getting printed. Similarly, this goes till the end, and if you see here, if you put this formula, right, n plus 1 means 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 minus 7, k value is 7, 7 minus 7 is 0, so nothing got printed. Since it is 0, that means like there won't be any lines that will be printed, and then the program terminates after that. So if you see the output of this program, right, then initially it will have 1 2 3 4 5 6x getting printed, then it comes to 5x getting printed, then it comes to like 4x getting printed, then 3x getting printed, 2x getting printed, and 1x getting printed. And this is how it will run for any value that the user enters. So the user can enter 7, 10, 12, 15, 20. Based on that, the number of x will grow there, but the program and the execution of the code will remain the same. Okay, so what we have learned here is, we have learned a program to print a reverse right angle triangle using x, and there are two loops that are used. One is the outer loop, another is the inner loop. Outer loop controls the number of rows, and then the inner loop is used for printing the x. So it controls the number of x in each rows. Okay, thank you.